Welcome to the Mike Litton Experience Podcast. Mike has over 31 years experience in real estate, finance, and investing. He's passionate about being a father, a teacher, a realtor, an investor, and a leader. Everyone has a story, and our passion is to help them tell it. And now, introducing the host of the Mike Litton Experience, Mike Litton.
So what can you expect from the Mike Litton Experience? You can expect stories that will inspire, motivate, advice that will sharpen your focus, and expert information on real estate, finance, and market conditions.
We don't want to lose our son. We're all crying, sitting, we're all scared, shaking. And I said, you got to leave this town, because if not today, they're going to come back. They're still going to kill you.
Yeah.
And when I actually, at that time, I decided to come to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I came over here.
So you made the decision to come. You made the decision to come to the U.S. What did you do first?
Yes.
Did you go somewhere to apply for citizenship, or what happened?
No, because I came over here actually on a student visa, right? So I was a student. Gotcha. First I came to the United States just like as a tourist, and I look, because if you all the time you live in Russia, you even don't know like how the whole thing is going to be, right? So yeah. I went to the United States. I say, that's probably the great country, and I may find myself on this land and be happy and continue whatever I'm doing, right? And then what happened is that I came over here first, and then I decided to come over here, and then I applied for the student visa. Mm-hmm. I came on the student visa, and then I studied first, obviously, because when I came, I didn't speak English, nothing. Right. So my first years was just learning English. Mm-hmm. And I was going to Adelphi University from 9 to 5. Mm-hmm. And the funny story, like after 5, what I was doing, I was going to the senior citizen centers. Mm-hmm. Because who is going to talk to me? Like, if I'm going to come to say, Mike, can you talk to me like for half an hour? You're going to say, Mike, you're going to say, Igor, you know what? I got to pick up my kids. I got to do this. I got to do that, right? Mm-hmm. We're all busy. Yeah. And I said, who I can talk to who is going to love me and share with me English language. Mm-hmm. So I joined a couple of groups, senior citizens group, right? Mm-hmm. If you're in a senior citizen center, what are you going to do? You're going to watch TVs. You're going to have some discussions. And now there is young guy, good-looking guy, who is with them, entertaining them. And so they were happy, and I was happy because I was learning English. So
it's a win-win.
Learning English like from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., like 12 hours a day.
Yeah. It's a win-win. That's crazy. Awesome.
And then that's how I started. And then actually 3 or 4 months when I came over here. So in our town, we had like 10 business people, right? Mm-hmm. Like people who were doing like codes, water, like I was dealing in real estate or something. Mm-hmm. And then when I came over here, I don't remember, 3 or 6 months passed. My mother called me and she said, like this person died. I said, he's died. What happened? And apparently what happened is that he was bringing his granddaughter to the kindergarten in a car. So the mafia cut his car. He got out of the car and he said, hey guys, what do you want to do? Mm-hmm. So they pulled, it was 2 guys came out of the car. They took 2 hammers, hammers that you pull the nails, and they killed them with the hammers in front of this granddaughter that was sitting in the back of the seat. So all this brain and everything was on the car. And after that, the granddaughter couldn't speak for 3 years.
Yeah. Big trauma.
Because of the trauma. Yeah, exactly. So this is why, like, the fact that I left, I was praying God. I say, God, thank you that you brought me to this country, that I have a life. I can see my wife, I can see my son, and I can see, like, every day I can see the sunrise.
Puts things in perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Because like many people, like I that's what doesn't come to my mind, because a lot of people who are born here, they take this for granted.
Yeah.
Hey, why would I study? Why would I learn? Why would I do like extra mile to be successful?
Yeah.
I have all these benefits from my government. I'm United States citizen. My mom is working. My father is working. Let me get on cracks. Let me do some drugs. You know, it's crazy. Like it doesn't come to my mind because we were grown completely different culture, traditions, and we like extra. Like we always go extra mile. Like if I need to work 10, 11 p.m., I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Like I like waking up like 5:30, 6 a.m. every morning. And I go to bed like 11, 12 p.m. I work a lot to make the living, you know. But at that time, like even like if I go back to the same like learning English, that's what I did, right? So I was studying this like English, and then after I conquered my English, I went to the law school. So I transferred some courses from Russia, and then I finished JD, so it's like the degree for the lawyers. I finished my class. I was top 10% in my class. And the funny thing, like people say, Igor, how the hell like you getting all these grades if you can't even speak English? You know, and then you're getting all these grades that normal people cannot. And then I had a thing because I was always on the first row. I always like with my hands was like this. If I didn't understand something, every single like between the classes, I was always by the professor. I was always asking questions. So that's how I grew it. That's how I learned. You know, so study a lot.
Yeah.
I like studying. Like even right now, like I'm still like studying. Like this morning, I was on a treadmill and I was watching this coaching podcasts. You know, so even though like, I'm 56, but I think like every successful person, every successful businessman must have a coach.
Yeah.
That's how like if you're going to ask me, give me one thing why successful in life, I'll tell you it's coaching. Coaching. So, but that's kind of like my story after the level of getting to the United States, right? Learning English, and then going to law school.
So what made you decide to get into the mortgage business?
Oh, that's another good question. I'll answer. So So I was representing a lot of banks. So after graduation, I was practicing law, right? And then banks using me as a bank attorney. I was going to people's houses. I represent a lot of people who are buying and selling real estate. And then at that time, it was like 20 years ago. After the closing, I was getting like $600 check. I said, man, okay. So I went so far. I good in English right now, more or less. Okay, at that time. And then I said, I went through the law school and I'm getting $600 per closing. I look at the checks that like lenders making $10,000, realtors $20,000 per closing. I said, man, I'm in the wrong boat.
Yeah.
You got to do something. If I want to like, have like better living, and then people, Igor, no, you cannot do this. I say, why? Because you're the attorney. I said, okay, I'm the attorney, but if I want to have a better life, I got to do something.
Yeah.
Because successful attorneys, look, there are like a lot of attorneys who are very, very successful. But remember, at that time, my English still was not perfect. I couldn't go to court, like litigate, right? I couldn't do some maybe like personal injury or criminal law because if I would misinterpret whatever the judge is telling me or something, my client is going to suffer, right? So I was very scared that because of my language, English skills, I will not be able to represent my clients.
Right.
So I was doing like corporate law, immigration law. I was doing real estate, some like transactional work, right? And then I did pretty good, but not the same money. I wanted a better life.
Yeah.
So then I said, you know what? Let me try another career. So especially like back in Russia, I told you that I was lead counsel in the bank, right? So it's still lending. Like all the loan documents, everything was going through me. So I was the final signature. The president of the bank was coming to me, okay, do you approve this loan? Okay. I was going from the legal perspective, right? And then I said, okay, approve, disapprove, right?
Yeah.
And here I said, let me try again because it's kind of still like same lending.
Yeah.
And I like the checks.
Yeah. No kidding. Right.
That's how I opened my company, Great Northern Mortgage. And then, I never look back. I'm very happy. I have like balanced my life. Now I have 3 kids, by the way, Mike.
Congratulations.
So I have 3 kids. They're all grown up. Yeah, and then I still have the same wife,
Yeah.
and now nobody is asking, hey, why did you open your mortgage company? You're
Yeah.
supposed to be an attorney. So
I got you.
that's how I ended up with the mortgage business.
So what's your favorite thing about owning the mortgage company that you own?
Helping people. I'll tell you one thing, because a lot of people buy houses and they do not have the same good experience.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we do the closing and people, bring us gifts, that
Mm-hmm.
they're crying from happiness. They're
Mm-hmm.
crying, and you see that people who never even dreamed to get a house, now they own a house. Like, I'm so passionate about it. I'm happy for them,
Yeah.
And then like with all the gifts that we're all sending to my clients, and then if we're getting like denials from big banks, and then I still be able to place these loans with other banks, and then eventually they buy the house and say,
Mm-hmm.
Igor, thank you very much. Now we own our house. They said, we could never believe that we could own the house. I went through this. I know how difficult it is, how stressful is this. And then when we make this process, look, it's all stressful. Even like
Mm-hmm.
with my Noble Mortgage team, it's still going to be a stressful process. It's just how you're going to navigate, how you're going to like feel the client, like take their hand and
Mm-hmm.
bring them through the whole process. So
Mm-hmm.
the results is the same. Always be closing, ABC.
Yeah.
Always be closing. And then when the person feels that, hey, they have a like great team, mortgage team behind them, it's much easier.
Yeah.
So that's what I love.
So a couple of questions. Number one, if somebody's listening to this and they're thinking about getting into the mortgage business, what would your number one piece of advice for them be?
Okay, my question, I would like to clarify: getting into mortgage business or getting to buying house?
Well, let's say that somebody's listening to this podcast episode
Yes.
and they're thinking
Yes.
about getting into the mortgage business. They're thinking about doing
Yes.
what you do for a living. What would be your number one piece of advice for a potential loan officer, for instance?
Right. Okay. So for potential loan officers, so maybe for people who are already like in the loan business, but maybe they're not that successful, number one advice is going to be get a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Get a coach, a person who will literally tell you what to do, how to do, like how to put your systems and structures, like what do you need to say in the morning, like what time you gotta wake up, what activities you must do, like from 6 to 8:30, what
Mm-hmm.
activities you need to do from 11 to 2. All your life it's your schedule.
Yeah.
So you must like look, like all successful athletes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kobe Bryant, like
Yeah.
4 a.m. he was already on the court bouncing like Kobe Bryant, he doesn't need to do this, but 4 a.m. he was already there.
Mm-hmm.
If these people, very successful people, are so successful and they still use the coach, I think I must have a coach.
Yeah.
Every other loan officer, they must have a coach who's gonna lead them to be more successful. And actually, I think it's not even more successful. I would say to be a better person.
Yeah.
Because when I joined the coaching program, I wasn't the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you what changed me as a person. So normally,
Okay.
like I still feel that I'm very grateful and I'm very happy that I joined the coaching program. The coaching program, by the way, is awesome. It's called the core training.
Yeah.
And then they made me better in the terms that like even like in my family relationship. So people, like a lot of people, they getting divorced, they're not happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that my coach told me, hey, every Friday you must you must have a date night. No
Mm-hmm.
matter what, you must take your wife and go to the restaurant without
Mm-hmm.
kids, with no your parents, just you and your spouse.
Mm-hmm.
Go there and spend time with the
Mm-hmm.
person who you love. Because
Yeah.
look, if you look at this like realtors, right? One of the highest rates, like divorce rates among realtors in the country. Why? Because people work 24/7.
Yeah.
Saturday they work, Sunday they work. During the Monday through Friday, they work showing the houses, crazy lives,
Mm-hmm.
right? So for us, like salespeople, to maintain this life balances, it's not easy. It's
Yeah.
pretty difficult. So I would say like one piece of advice that they told me, it's do this date night. Another
Mm-hmm.
thing they told me, hey, what do you need for your kids?
Mm-hmm.
How you need to treat your parents. Before, okay, maybe I'll call my parents, I don't know, once in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I felt that it's my feeling was hurting,
Mm-hmm.
said, I'm not a good son.
Mm-hmm.
They put me over here. They sent me over here. They did everything in their life, and they're powerful, like what they could to to change me the way who I am right now. So I got to do better. Guess what? Right now, my mom tells me I don't know any of my friends or my like anybody who have the same son. Same son who's gonna call, who's gonna invite them to their house, to bring them flowers, to get a lot of kisses, to treat her as a parent, as the person who give you the life. You
Well,
know,
your
it
parents,
changed
your
me as a
parents,
person.
yeah, your parents
Yeah,
practically saved your
exactly.
life.
Yeah, that's
Your
true. That's
parents
true.
practically
Like,
saved your life. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're the ones that told you you got to get out of here, right? And
yeah,
sometimes you
that's true.
need your parents to kind of shake you awake and go, "Hey, you need to go do something different," right? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's
I'll
a
tell you
big
another
deal.
story, like another good story that I had. What coaching changed, if I may, like
Sure,
two
yeah,
seconds,
go ahead.
like
Yeah.
1 minute. So before I was not big giver, right? So I was making money. Okay, so my money for my family, but then the coach told me, "Hey, no, it's not good. You make money, you must share. You must give away. You must give people who needs them, like also, who are not that how would say, who do not have the same ability, like or opportunity to make money, right? Because a lot of people still not making the same living as some other people, right? So, and I donated a lot of money to have a hospital on Long Island, and they actually reached me. They say, "Hey, can you help? There is one guy, and he was also from Russia." The reason why they reached me because the guy was 5 years old boy. His name is Kirill, and then the father abandoned him because he has a hole in his heart. And then in Russia, they say, he's still gonna die. Nothing's gonna help him. So the mother did, I guess, some research, and through some charity organization, they brought him to the United States. And then they were looking for a sponsor who will donate money. So the family, so the hospital did, like, I believe it was completely charity, didn't cost anything to the family, but they were looking for sponsors who will sponsor the money, like to stay like in the hospital for the next like 2-3 weeks until like all this recovery period. So okay, and then I transferred the money, was I don't know, $15,000-$20,000. So I paid the money, and then they were very, very grateful. And then when we were at JFK, so I purchased them a lot of gifts because he was like 5 or 6 years old at that time. And then I purchased a lot of gifts. So we were standing in that terminal, and they were passing through the security. So we kiss each other. They said, "Thank you very much." And then they was passing through the security, and then I was sitting because the glass was frosted, and they were leaving. I hear the voice, and then the officers were asking like normal stuff, like your name, like whatever. And then I hear the mother was screaming, Carl, where are you going? Carl, come back, come back, come back." And I was still sitting, like looking through the frost glass because the bottom of the glass was clear and the up was frosted, so I couldn't see. And then that 5 years old boy, he was running to me. I was shocked because when I saw him coming back, and he came to me, he hugged me, and he said, "Can I call you father?"
Oh, wow.
Like and we're crying. Was like
Wow.
I'm still crying because it was
Yeah.
so like these moments, they're really like they really change
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
who you are.
Yeah. That had to have hit you really.
I have
Wow.
some stories I'll tell you,
Yeah.
like
That's just awesome,
yeah.
man.
So that's that's what the coaching does, right? So it
Yeah.
changes you who you are. So it's not only like how much you make, it's how much, because I think like when you go up there, the guy is going to say, "Hey, what did you do? How many people you help?"
Yeah.
It's not, look, who cares how much money you made, right? Nobody cares. You're not going to take all this money with you.
Right.
But I think the most important is what people is going to say after you will be gone,
Yeah.
who you are as a person. So I think it's very important, and I think the coaching like changes you a lot, and that's my advice to any person. Whether you're going to be loan officer, look, it doesn't matter who you are. Like you can work like for the like public transportation and make maybe $100,000 a year, but if you can share and give away some money that other people can use for their benefits, no, make this happen and make other people happy.
Where's Carl now?
So he's back in Russia. And actually, we still like in a good communication. We talk, and then after that, like 3 years ago, 3-4 years ago, I spoke with the mom, and mom said, "You know what? You can imagine now he's swimming," because she called me and said, "Igor, do you think with this whole like heart, because they put like a umbrella in his hole, and he's living. He's like very happy and healthy guy right now." I said, "Do you think I should let him go to swim?" I said, "Look, I'm not a doctor. You got to consult the doctor. But I think if he wants to swim," so now he's like in swimming competitions. He is swimming.
Wow.
He's on the skate rinks. He's like very, very active, and he's alive and happy. You know, it's like when you see this, when whatever you did, you know, and it works, and the guy is happy. So I still keep sending the money, you know, for the holidays. They buy like computers, they buy something, you know, like I'm like a part family for them.
Yeah.
You know,
That's awesome.
I have like several kids like that, you know, like, and then I maintain this great relationship with them. And I feel great because I said, man, that's probably why the God told me, you know what, this is a good guy, you know, like he helps other people. I'm going to help him because I'm really thinking that I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm blessed because
you are.
no matter what, I'm happy, healthy. I'm 56. You know, I love my wife to that, you know, like, and then I have beautiful, you know, strong kids. They're all healthy, happy. You know, what can be better? Wake up. I wake up in the morning. I see the sunrise. I have like waterfront house. So I see like every morning I wake up. I wait for the sunrise to come out. I say, "Oh my God, it's a new day." I say, "Thanks God. I'm so blessed."
That's awesome, man. I'm so happy for you. So I have another question for you. If somebody's thinking about, I think I know the answer already, but I'm going to ask. If somebody's thinking about starting a mortgage company, like you own a mortgage company for the last 20 years, right? If somebody's thinking about starting a mortgage company, what would be your number one piece of advice for them?
I think that you must be a very good leader. One of the books actually that I will recommend my team. I have a book. Okay, I have a book that they must read. It's called Leadership Promise for Every Day. Maxwell.
Yeah.
They need to read this book.
Yep. John Maxwell's the
every
man.
morning. Exactly. You got to read this book. And then I think if you're a good leader and you have a good, excellent sales skills, you are going to be very successful because it's a very good business. It's a very lucrative business. Just do the right thing. Don't steal. You know, do the right things and people will follow you.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's great advice. So talk to us for just a second about Fast Track Mortgage. What is Fast Track Mortgage and why is it so
Great Northern Mortgage. Okay. Yeah. No. The company called Great Northern Mortgage.
Great Northern. Okay.
Great Northern Mortgage.
Okay. So Great Northern, tell us what it is about Great Northern that sets you apart from the competition.
Yeah, I'll tell you. That's actually a very good question. So we are mortgage brokers, right? So we are not the actual bank like Chase or Wells Fargo.
Right.
But the beautiful thing about it is that we can help so many people that cannot get a loan in the regular banks, because I work like with almost 68 lenders, 68 banks.
Wow.
And then I'm so proud when I can help people who were denied from other places, other banks, because I have so many great connections. Right. And if a person does not like, we deal with a lot of self-employed people, right? Yeah. A lot of people who show like $200,000 gross income. By the end of the year, it's only $20,000 left.
Right.
You cannot get a mortgage for $20,000 left, and they all buy like $1 million properties, right? So we do have all these programs like no income verification, bank statements program, like profit and loss program, even like no DUC program that do not exist in the regular banks. Right. If someone like, for example, would like to buy an investment property. So today I have 2 closings. They already finished actually. That was from 2 p.m. And the 4 p.m. I have another. So I have 3 closings today, right? So, and then 2 of them are self-employed people. So one of the transaction, it's basically if you even like do not show the income, you still be able to buy investment properties, right? So no income verification loans, we do them all the time, and we are very, very good in them. So we know how to help people. We would guide them and would tell them, hey, you just show me this and this and this and this, I'll make it happen. Yeah. As long as they follow whatever we're asking, we do. So this is why, like, I think dealing with the mortgage broker, again, honest mortgage broker, it's very important.
Yeah, very important.
Then obviously Very important. It's all possible because we have so many programs that many banks do not have. And look, another thing, do we do mistakes? Yeah, we're all people. We also do mistakes, and we also get denials from time to time. But even though if the file for some reason, because not always clients tell us the full story, even though I tell them, hey, I'm your doctor. If you come to the doctor's office, you must say, hey, Igor, this is my story, right? And put, so I know like what treatment to use, right, for you. Some people, they like, whatever. And then if that's still, the bank will still find out, we're still going to find out later, the loan probably going to be denied, or maybe the loan needs to be restructured. So the good thing with us is that we can take all the files and just smoothly put it to another lender. Yeah. And then still close the deal. Yeah. We are not losing the clients, because if that's going to be ABC Bank or BCD Bank, I'm still going to close the fact. And that's what I think that really separates us from other lenders. And we close fast. And I think like one of the biggest things that we have is my team, because my team is awesome. Because without the team, like what can I do by myself, right? Right. So we do like big volume, and then I cannot do like that big volume. I got to generate leads. I'm owner of the company. I got to process payroll today. So my people by tomorrow, because it's Friday before the 15th, they must be paid. So I have a lot of responsibilities. So this is why my team is very important. And again, I'm blessed with my team. And actually, my wife works for me. She's my pre-approval manager. Yeah. My middle son works for me. He's an officer and he's a client concierge. So I'm very happy that, my family always together. A lot of people say, Igor, you work with your wife? For how long? 17 years? What? Yeah. How can you do this? Very happy. Yeah. I'm very happy. Blessed that she works with me and always watching my back. Yeah. Yeah. And she's always been watching your back, right? Always. Right? Yeah, that's true. Ever since you fixed her heel. I'm so blessed. Ever since you fixed her heel. Yes, exactly. Yeah. That was the beginning. The beginning. So will you really quickly share with us the story that you shared with me at the very beginning when you asked me how I was doing and I said, I'm good. And you went into this conversation about your team. Talk about that for a second, because you're not wrong. Mindset is a very, very important thing. And the mindset of the leader is even more important, right? I have a staff of one. I don't have a company that I'm running. I don't have, payroll department and all that kind of stuff. I don't have that anymore. I did at one time, but I don't anymore. So talk about that. Talk about what you told me about mindset, because I think it's incredibly important that our listeners hear what you're saying. Yeah, there was, you want to know, like, to put outside all my stories. Yeah. Okay, but that was actually like a very, very good story. So normally, when I was coming to the office, I asked my team, hey guys, how are you doing? So the answer was good. So when somebody is asking me how are you doing, I always say good. I'm okay. It's fine, right? So I was going to pick up my business card, and I was staying in line, and then people who they already knew me, hey Igor, how are you? How are you doing? I said, I'm doing good. And then the lady was standing in front of me, and she turned around, and she's like looking at me. She said, what is your name? I said, my name's Igor Noble. She told me, I'm going to give you one piece of advice. Listen and follow. I said, wow, okay, that's good. And she was like very well dressed on high heels and blondie things. And then she said, I'll give you a piece of advice. She told me, I'm 91 years old. Just listen, 91 years old on high heels, look beautiful. She said, when somebody's going to ask you how you're doing, I don't want to hear good, okay, fine. You must respond on a high level. I'm doing great. I'm doing fabulous. I'm doing fantastic. Something that much better than good, because it's your mindset. The way how you wake up, the way how you put your mindset for the whole day or for the whole week or for the whole year, the way how you're going to treat your team is all your mindset. Yep. So I said, oh, thank you very much. And she said, I'm the, she was the bestseller author for the 2 books, bestseller books. And then she told me, listen, if you want to be successful. I said, okay. So I said, thank you very much. Thank you. So the second I left that Minuteman Press, that shopping center, I called my team. I said, okay, put me on a speaker. I said, what?
Mhm.
I said, okay, from now on, I'm going to come to the office. I'm going to ask you, like, if I'm going to call you, I don't hear good or I'm okay or fine. I only going to accept I'm doing great, fabulous, fantastic, wonderful. I want those words.
Mhm.
From that time on, it's always that language.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. So
Again,
what you're
it's,
doing is you're raising the standard, right? And as a leader,
Yeah.
that's your job. Maxwell will tell you that all day long. Hey, a real quick factoid. So John Maxwell used to be the pastor of Skyline Church out here in San Diego. He was the pastor of
Wow.
Skyline Church in San Diego for a number of years, and I'm one of his biggest fans. So shout out to John Maxwell. Igor Noble,
That's
thank you
100%.
so
I agree.
much. Thank you so much for being our
Mike,
guest
it
on the
was
Mike
really
Litton
honor.
Experience.
Yes, and my honor. And again, like I'm so happy that I was able to share my story, and I hope that my story, will give some good mind and good power to other people who say, you know what, why this guy is doing this, whatever he's doing, why he's so successful.
Yeah.
Look, there are a lot of like many successful people, like thousands of times more successful than me. But even I still proud whatever I reached, like at age 30. No English, no money, no nothing, like a bum. And we're at the stage where I'm right now. Like the license plate that I have on my car, Mike, it's called I Happy.
Yeah.
My license plate says I Happy.
Mhm.
My boat is at Pursuit of Happiness.
Mhm.
Pursuit of Happiness. And my company slogan, deal with happy people.
Yeah. That's one of my
the
favorite
mindset.
movies, by the way. Pursuit of Happiness. One of my favorite movies.
Exactly. And
Thank
again,
you
it's
for
all
being here,
about
bud.
mindset, right?
Thank you for being here. I appreciate
Mike.
you. Take care. We hope you enjoyed another episode of the Mike Litton Experience. If you did, do us a favor, smash that subscribe button, tell your friends, family, and coworkers about our program, and wherever you get your podcasts, please leave us a rating. It helps us to connect with quality people just like you.
And that's a wrap. Another episode of the Mike Litton Experience in the books. Reach out to Mike on Instagram at Litton Realty. Want to meet with Mike? Check out calendly.com/Rio760.